It's so good to see you all again. My name is Aysha, and I would like to welcome you all to another week of Jumpstart. Woo! So, by this point, you probably have watched Miss Angelica's video where she read our storybook for the week called Chameleon's Colors. But if you haven't seen that yet, go ahead and watch that video first, because this video that I'm going to show you is going to make a little bit more sense if you know what the story is about. So if you haven't watched Miss Angelica's video yet, pause this one and then go watch Miss Angelica's video first. Okay, cool. Now that we have read Chameleon's Colors by Chisato Tashiro, I wanted to talk a little bit about a very special superpower that one of the characters in the story has. Can you think of which character that is? Which character in Chameleon's Colors has a very special superpower that lets him change colors whenever he wants? Do you remember? That's right, I think it is Chameleon. So Chameleon, this is all the same Chameleon, but on this cover it's just showing you all the different types of colors and patterns that Chameleon can be. And because of his very super cool superpower, he's able to change colors depending on what background he is standing in front of, just like all of these different colors and patterns. And that very special ability is called Camouflage. So let me show you a few examples of Chameleon camouflaging, and we'll talk a little bit more about what the word camouflage means. So here, on the very first page of our storybook, it says, Chameleon was always changing colors. No matter where he went, his skin would change from brown to green, from green to yellow, all to match his surroundings. So if you look really closely here, this is a tree, right? This is the tree trunk, and there's some leaves at the very top of the tree, and that is our friend Chameleon. He's standing on top of the tree trunk, and he looks exactly like the tree. If you look very closely, you can see that not only are his colors similar to the tree trunk, he has a lot of dark and light brown colors and a little bit of white as well. Not only are his colors similar to that of the tree trunk, the pattern, the slight stripe pattern that you see also matches the stripes on the tree as well. So not only does Chameleon's color match the tree trunk, his pattern of colors also matches the tree trunk as well. Another really good example of this is right here. You can see all of these really beautiful sunflowers, and they're yellow and brown, and there's a little bit of like dark brown and a little bit of orange in the center right here. All of these beautiful sunflowers, but where's our friend Chameleon? Oh, I think he's right here. He's right on top of a sunflower, and once again, not only are his colors yellow and a little bit of orange and some brown that match the center of the sunflower, they're also in a very similar pattern as the center of that sunflower. So Chameleon is able to change the color and the pattern of his skin to match his surroundings, to match the things that are around him and his background. And so Chameleon has this very special superpower called camouflage, and camouflage means being able to change the color of your skin or even the pattern of your skin to match the surroundings behind you. And that is a superpower that not a lot of animals actually have. People cannot change their skin color like that. I cannot change my skin color to be green if I stand in front of a green background. I can't do that. And neither can a lot of other animals like cats or dogs. Most animals can't do that. So Chameleon has a very special ability called camouflage. Now, in order to let you know a few examples of what it means to actually camouflage and blend into your surroundings, I have prepared a few pictures to show you what it means like to camouflage. Now, as I said, Chameleon can change his color whenever he wants to, But some animals have fur or feathers or skin or even scales that match the surroundings that they usually are in. So some animals live in very specific environments. So for example, lions live in the desert, in like the savannah, and there's a lot of very beigey or like very light brown tones in the savannah. And because of that, they can blend very, very well into their surroundings, and then that way they can stay hidden whenever they need to be hidden. So just like lions, there are other animals that can also blend into their surroundings as well. Let me show you a few examples of that. So I'm going to start really far out here, and I'm going to ask you, can you see an animal in this picture? Can you find any animal in this picture? It's hard to see an animal, right? It just kind of looks like we're looking at tree trunks. But if we go closer, zoom in, we can see that there's actually an owl sitting inside of this tree. You can tell that this is an owl because you can see its little eyes right here. You can also see its nose and the little beak at the end as well. But doesn't the owl blend in so well with the tree trunks? That's crazy, right? So the feathers that the owl has, they're already colored in this like very pale color, and then we have some a little bit of gray and some black on its feathers that really match what the tree trunk looks like. Not only the colors, but also the pattern of the tree trunk. And that means that this owl can stay hidden very, very well when it wants to be hidden in the wild. And that's just kind of how some owls are born. They have those colored feathers, and that's how they adapt to their surroundings. They have the feathers that they need, and they're a very special color that let them blend into their surroundings and remain camouflaged or well hidden in the wild. So that's something that they're born with. But if you were to put an owl like this on a very bright background, like my red shirt, you would be able to see the owl. It would be very easy to see the owl because the owl does not have red feathers and does not blend in with the background, which would be my red shirt. So the owl is doing a really great job camouflaging in this kind of background, but might not be always camouflaged in other backgrounds. Now I have another example for you as well, and that example is this one. Can you see an animal in this picture anywhere? You see an animal? Oh, let's zoom in and see. Oh. I think we can see this leopard hanging out in the tree. But from far away, it kind of looks like this is a tree trunk, this is a tree branch, and this is another tree branch. But if you look really closely, it's actually, there's a leopard sitting in the middle of the tree trunk and the branches. So it looks like the leopard has a very, very light color, like a beige color with black spots that let it kind of blend in to the grooves and all of the textures that you can see on a tree trunk. And that is how the leopard is able to be camouflaged. Isn't that so cool? So those are some examples of how certain animals have specific coverings and coatings that help them blend in to their surroundings because they have a similar color and or a similar pattern to their surroundings. So now that we talked about camouflaging, I want to play a little bit of a game with camouflage. But in order to do that, I have to set a few things up. So let me go ahead and set those things up and I'll be right back. Okay, I am back, and you may notice that there's something a little bit different about my background and my surroundings in general. What could it be? I don't know, we'll have to find out together. So while I was gone, I hid 4 different chameleons somewhere in my surroundings. There's 4 of them, and I kind of lost track of where I put them and where I hid them, so I'm gonna need your help so that you can help me find where all 4 chameleons are. Are you ready for the challenge? Okay, let's go ahead and find our 4 chameleons. So where is our first chameleon? Oh, there's one right here on my shirt. So this sneaky little guy snuck up onto my shirt. So this is our first chameleon, and this guy is yellow, and he was on a red background. Do you think a yellow chameleon blends very well into a red background? I don't really think so. That's because the colors are not the same, or not even similar. So yellow is such a different color, it's so much brighter than red is, so it's really, really easy to find this chameleon on my shirt. So you probably found him really, really quickly. This was our first chameleon. So let's go ahead and keep looking. We have 3 chameleons left to find. Where else can we see a chameleon? Oh, I think I found another one right here. So this little guy is our second chameleon, and he is green. So this guy is green, and he was on a white background. Do you think green blends in very well with white? No, not really. So this guy was also probably really easy to find just because he stands out on a white background. If my background was green, however, he would have blended in very, very well. But because my background is white, he wasn't very well camouflaged, and we could find him really easily. Okay, so now we found 2 chameleons, and we have 2 chameleons left to find. Where else can we see chameleons? Where are the other chameleons? Oh, I think I found another one right here. It's kind of hard to see. It's kind of hard to find. But this is our chameleon number 3. This guy is white, and he was on a white background, so he was kind of hard to spot because he blends in very, very well into his background. So he's very well camouflaged. So it was probably pretty hard to find this little guy just because he was so good at camouflaging. Okay, so now we found 3 chameleons, and we have 1 chameleon left to go. Where is this chameleon? I don't know, he's kind of hard to find, isn't he? Oh! He's right here! Oh my goodness, he was on my chair this whole time. So this is our last and 4th chameleon, and this little guy is black, and he was very sneakily hiding on my black chair. Now, he had a little bit of a tail sticking out, so that made him a little bit easier to find, but because his skin color is almost exactly the same black as my chair color, it's kind of hard to find him. That's why it took me so long to find him. So it was a little bit hard to find this guy, and that's because he was very well camouflaged, and he was blending in to the chair very well. But his little tail was something that kind of gave it away because his tail was hanging off the end, and then you can see that his tail, his black tail, is against a white background, and that stands out a little bit to us. So maybe that made it a little bit easier to find. But still, this little guy was very, very sneaky. Okay, so thank you so much for helping me find all 4 of my chameleons, and hopefully this little game helps you learn a little bit more about what it means to be camouflaged. So now that we've talked all about camouflage and about chameleons being able to camouflage, I also wanted to talk a little bit more about some other animals that can change their skin color just like chameleon can. So there are certain frogs, there are certain fish, and also certain spiders that can change their color to match their backgrounds. So just like chameleon, they're able to change their color, and they're able to match the color of their skin and their bodies to their backgrounds so that they can camouflage very, very well. Isn't that so cool? So this is definitely a very, very rare superpower to be able to camouflage and change colors to camouflage on many, many different backgrounds. So I think it's really, really cool that we got to learn about it today. So I hope this was a very, very exciting and also very helpful lesson for all of you. And now you're going to be able to play a little bit of a game with Mr. E.D. You'll be able to pick out many different animals while they're trying to hide and trying to camouflage. Do you think you'll be able to find them? I think you can. That's it from me for today. I hope you really enjoyed this video, and I will see you again next time. Bye-bye!